Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss about some of the evidences that are helping us to study evolution. So let's see what are these evidences and how these are helpful for us. Evidences used in tracing evolutionary relationships. See, if we talk about the species that are surviving on earth, so we know that millions of species are present on earth. Some of the species have extincted also. अर्थ पे पहले प्रेजेंट थी लेकिन आज के दिन उनका कोई भी सर्वाइविंग मेंबर प्रेजेंट नहीं है एंड सम ऑफ देम आर नाउ फॉसिल्स. So आज के दिन living species present and millions of living species are there and some fossils are there. Now the species, either the fossils or the living species, they are sharing most of the characteristics. बहुत सारी species की बहुत सारी characteristics एक दूसरे के साथ similarity show करती हैं and all these characteristics they are providing us evidences for evolution. So we are having different evidences and we are going to categorize them into different groups, like we are going to use morphological and anatomical evidences, second we are having embryological evidences, and third are paleontological evidences. So in this topic we are going to discuss about all these three type of evidences one by one. I am starting with morphological and anatomical evidences, in which we are talking about the similarities and dissimilarities that are coming in organs. So there are two type of organs, basically three, but the third one they are non-functional. So these are homologous organs, analogous organs, and vestigial organs. So by studying these organs we can understand evolution, some of the concepts of evolution. So let's discuss what these organs are. सबसे पहले बात करते हैं homologous organs की. Homologous organs क्या होती हैं? Homologous organs are those organs which are showing same structural characteristics, or you can say the organs are having same basic framework, they are coming from a common ancestry, but because they are surviving in different environmental conditions, so the organs are performing different function. तो यहाँ पर जो ऑर्गन्स प्रेजेंट होती हैं वो ऑर्गन्स एक ही कॉमन एंसेस्टर से आई हैं, उनका बेसिक फ्रेमवर्क ओरिजिन सेम है, बट अलग इन्वायरमेंट में सर्वाइव करने की वजह से वो डिफरेंट फंक्शंस परफॉर्म करती हैं. सो आई एम राइटिंग इट ओवर हेयर. Homologous organs, I am mentioning the important points regarding these homologous organs. The first important point is same ancestor. Ancestor is going to be same, basic structural framework is same, but function is different. And function different किस वजह से है? That is because of survival in different environmental conditions. Now let's talk about example of a homologous organ. Example क्या है homologous organ का? Limbs. We are having four limbs, organisms are having four limbs and hind limbs. So limbs of human beings, frog, lizard, then dog, cat, all these organisms are limbs, having limbs. we are considering frog and lizard. Say these are the three organisms which we are considering. We can consider birds also over here. So if we see the structural framework of these limbs of these organisms, the structural framework is same type of bony structure is present, means humerus is there, radius and ulna, then in wrist comes carpals, palm region metacarpals are there, and in our digits phalanges are there. So these are the bony framework that are present in the limbs, but they are using their limbs for different purposes. अगर हम ह्यूमन बींग्स की बात करें, ह्यूमन बींग्स आर बेसिकली यूजिंग देयर लिम्स फॉर ग्रास्पिंग और होल्डिंग समथिंग. फ्रॉग इज यूजिंग देयर लिम्ब फॉर होपिंग, जंप करने के लिए यूज करता है. लिजर्ड आर यूजिंग देयर लिम्स फॉर क्रीपिंग ऑन द वॉल, एंड बर्ड्स आर यूजिंग फॉर flying. So all these organisms are using their limbs for different functions. That's what I have written over here, that function is going to be different. But अगर हम structure की बात करते हैं तो structure same रहता है, although there are some modifications. कुछ modifications हैं जो function के according इन्होंने अपनी parts को modify किया है. Like modifications क्या हैं? I am rubbing this all. Modifications are like fusion of digits. Digits fuse होके reduce हो गई हैं. There are fusion of bones also. We were talking about homologous organ. Let me write it over here. So homologous organs में structure same था, but still these homologous organs are going to show some modifications because function different है, तो function के according organisms में ने इनमें थोड़ा बहुत change किया है, like fusion of digits. और fusion की वजह से क्या हुआ, digits का number reduce हो गया, so there is reduction in number of digits. Then there are fusion of some bones also. These are the modifications that are seen in the limbs of these organisms. Although all are pentadactyl, they are having 5 digits just like us. This is example in which animals are showing homologous organ. Now let's discuss about the plants that are having homologous organs. For example, in plants, thorns of bougainvillea, and tendrils of passiflora. Both these structures are homologous to each other. ये दोनों ही structures एक दूसरे के साथ homologous हैं. Reason, because both these are formed from the modification of branch. What are these? These are modified branch. So they are same in their origin, but they are having different functions. Thorns, we know that these thorns are protecting plants from different animals, and they are also going to reduce transpiration. And tendrils are helping a plant to climb. So functions different हैं, origin same है. That's why I am saying these are examples of homologous organs in plants. Now homologous organs, they are explaining divergent evolution. They are examples of divergent evolution. Why I am saying divergent evolution? Because ancestry is same. So if I show a point and this point is showing a common ancestor, these organisms have evolved from a common ancestor and they started living in different environmental conditions. They moved in different directions, and because of the different environmental conditions, their organs perform different functions. This is the simple meaning of divergent evolution. So the point of origin is common, same, and they have diverged into different directions. So that's why it is example of divergent evolution. Now the second type of organs are analogous organs. These are just opposite to homologous organs. Second one are analogous. If I am saying opposite, that simply means that ancestry is going to be different and function is going to be same. This is opposite to homologous because they are belonging to different ancestral group. So structure of the organs are going to be different, but they are living in same environmental conditions. So the function these organs are performing is going to be same. So what important points are about analogous organs? Here ancestry is different, organisms are coming from different ancestral groups, then no structural similarity is there because ancestry same नहीं है तो structural similarity show नहीं करते हैं. But because they are living in same environment, same function is performed by these organs. Function एक जैसा perform करते हैं. Now let's understand with the help of example. Examples are wings of insects, bats and birds. Now function we already know. Wings क्या काम करते हैं? Flying के लिए use होते हैं. So common function is तीनों ही अपने विंग्स को कैसे यूज करते हैं? फ्लाइंग पर्पस के लिए यूज करते हैं. सो फंक्शन इज कॉमन. नाउ लेट्स टॉक अबाउट द स्ट्रक्चरल डिफरेंसेस. तीनों के विंग्स में स्ट्रक्चरल डिफरेंस क्या होता है? अगर हम इंसेक्ट्स के विंग्स देखते हैं, देन दीज इंसेक्ट विंग्स आर जस्ट अ स्ट्रेच ऑफ मेम्ब्रेन. एक पतली सी मेम्ब्रेनस फोल्ड है, वेरी थिन, ट्रांसपेरेंट ऑल्सो मेनी ऑफ द टाइम्स. सो दोज आर गोइंग टू मेक देयर विंग्स. कोई भी बोनी फ्रेमवर्क नीचे प्रेजेंट नहीं होता है, ओनली अ फोल्ड ऑफ मेम्ब्रेन इज देयर. सो these wings are only the membranous fold. Now if we talk about bats, then these bats, they are having a stretch of skin. Here their skin is stretched and these skins are going to cover their digits. There are extended digits and these extended digits are covered by skin. So that's how wings of bats are present. So skin covers extended digits and this is how the wings are formed. If we talk about the wings of birds, how the wings of birds are there? Proper bony framework is present. सबसे नीचे bones का एक framework present है. Above that flesh is there. Flesh is covered by skin and above the skin feathers are present. So this is how their wings are present. So there is a bony framework covered by flesh, then skin, and then it is covered by feathers. So this is the structural difference between wings of these organisms. Because they are belonging to different ancestry, that's why they are showing so much structural difference. But they are living in same environmental conditions, that's why all are using their wings for fly purpose. So this is example of analogous organ. Now analogous organ is explaining convergent evolution. Convergent evolution is just opposite to divergent evolution. So what convergent evolution is saying? That organisms are coming from different ancestral background, but because they are living in same environmental conditions, they have started using their body parts similarly. So this is how we can explain convergent evolution by the help of analogous organs. Now the third organs are vestigial organs. Third one are vestigial. Vestigial organs हम किन्हें बोलते हैं? These are those organs which are reduced in size. At present, their size is very much reduced. Their function is lost, but they are homologous to the well-developed and functional organs that were present in our ancestors. ये organs हमारे ancestors में properly developed थी, fully functional थी, but with time organism stopped using these organs, और जब उन्होंने यूज करना बंद कर दिया, then their size reduced and their function lost. So ऐसी बहुत सारी organs present हैं. First let's write down their important characteristics. So these are reduced in size, साइज में छोटी हैं, फंक्शन इज लॉस्ट, and these are homologous to fully developed and functional organs in ancestors. एंसेस्टर्स में प्रॉपरली डेवलप कर रही थी, प्रॉपरली फंक्शन कर रही थी, बट आज के दिन फंक्शन परफॉर्म नहीं करती है और साइज में रिड्यूस हो गई हैं. एग्जाम्पल्स आर वर्मीफॉर्म अपेंडिक्स. If you remember digestive system, then we talked about this vermiform appendix over there. Cecum is ending into a long tube, that is vermiform appendix. Now this vermiform appendix was required when human beings were feeding on raw food. जब प्लांट्स पर फीड करते थे, रो फूड पर फीड करते थे, एट दैट टाइम देयर वाज रिक्वायरमेंट ऑफ सेलुलोज डाइजेशन, और सेलुलोज डाइजेशन के लिए आ एंजाइम इज रिक्वायर्ड, दैट इज सेलुलेज, एंड दैट इज प्रेजेंट इन दिस वर्मीफॉर्म अपेंडिक्स. बिकॉज टुडे वी आर यूजिंग कुक्ड फूड, सो सेलुलोज को डाइजेस्ट करने की रिक्वायरमेंट नहीं होती है. दैट्स वाई द फंक्शन ऑफ वर्मीफॉर्म अपेंडिक्स इज lost, and that is present in our body in very reduced form with no function. Another example is nictitating membrane. That is also reduced in size. If we observe in our eyes, that over here we are going to see a pinkish membrane. When it was suppose that when we were aquatic organisms, at that time these nictitating membranes were functional because they are protecting our eyes from water. But now we are terrestrial organisms, so there is no requirement of nictitating membrane. That's why their size has reduced and their function is lost. Another example is wisdom teeth. So wisdom teeth is also a vestigial organ. So these are some of the examples of morphological and anatomical evidences. Now let's move on to the second type of evidence, that is embryological evidence. So the second one is we already know what an embryo is. A zygote is going to undergo different mitotic divisions and it is going to develop into a embryo. Now if we observe the embryo of all vertebrates, then embryo of vertebrates are going to show many of the same और कॉमन कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स ड्यूरिंग देयर फेज ऑफ डेवलपमेंट। जब एम्ब्रियो डेवलप होता है फीटस में, उस टाइम पे वो बहुत सारी वर्टिब्रेट्स के सभी एम्ब्रियोज एक दूसरे के साथ बहुत सारी सिमिलैरिटीज शो करते हैं। इन सिमिलैरिटीज को देखते हुए देयर वाज अ साइंटिस्ट अर्नेस्ट हैकल। अर्नेस्ट हैकल ने एक लॉ दिया and that was his statement was ontogeny repeats phylogeny. What these words means? Ontogeny means life history of a organism. And phylogeny means ancestral history of an organism. How we can explain this? This line simply means कि जैसे जैसे एक organism develop होता है, अपनी life history, अपनी लाइफ स्पैन को कंप्लीट करता है, उस लाइफ स्पैन में वो अपने एंसेस्ट्रल कैरेक्टर्स को शो करता है। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, व्हेन अ ह्यूमन एम्ब्रियो इज डेवलपिंग फ्रॉम अ ज़ाइगोट, देन द ह्यूमन एम्ब्रियो इज हैविंग गिल्स, two chambered, initially two chambered heart is there, then tail is present. So these are some of the ancestral characters which we are showing in embryological state. When we are developing as an embryo, then we are showing these evidences. Now this is the meaning of ontogeny repeats phylogeny, कि हमारे लाइफ स्पैन में हम अपने एंसेस्ट्रल कैरेक्टर्स को शो करते हैं, उन्हें रिपीट करते हैं इन अ सीक्वेंशियल मैनर. That's what embryological evidences are. And the last one are paleontological evidences. Paleontological evidences means we are going to study evolution with the help of fossils. Fossils की help से हम evolution को study करते हैं. अब basically fossils क्या होते हैं? Normally क्या होता है, जब भी एक organism की death हो जाती है, then the body of the organism is going to degrade. But in some of the conditions, the organism that has died, उसकी body के कुछ parts या impressions या you can say bony framework that is going to remain either submerged in the mud या rocks के बीच में present होता है. So those are fossils and we use those fossils to understand evolution. So in organisms की body किसी भी region की वजह से degrade नहीं हो पाती है और वो उसके कुछ impressions या कुछ parts as it is rocks में या मड में या कहीं भी सॉइल के नीचे एज इट इज़ मिलते हैं. सो उनको हम फॉसिल्स बोलते हैं और उनको हम इवोल्यूशनरी स्टडीज़ में यूज़ करते हैं. नाउ हम कैसे फाइंड आउट करते हैं दैट ये फॉसिल कितना ओल्ड है? दैट मीन्स व्हेन दैट ऑर्गेनिज्म डाइड. सो देर आर डिफरेंट मेथड्स दैट आर यूज टू आइडेंटिफाई द एज ऑफ द फॉसिल्स. लाइक वी यूज रिलेटिव मेथड. In studies of fossil, relative method simply means कि when we are going to dig the soil, तो सरफेस के कितने नीचे से हमें एक फॉसिल ऑब्टेन हुआ है. If it is present near to the surface, earth surface, that means that organism has died recently, in recent time period. And if we are getting that fossil from very much depth, that means this organism has died over millions or you can say lots of time ago. So simply कि वो सरफेस में कितने डिस्टेंस से हमें मिल रहा है, उस बेसिस पे हम उसकी एज फाइंड आउट करने की ट्राई करते हैं. नेक्स्ट वन इज कार्बन डेटिंग मेथड. In this carbon dating method, we are going to focus on radioactive carbon. Like C14. See, each and every organism is having minute or trace amount of radioactive carbon. अब radioactive elements की क्या property होती है? These radioactive elements they decay. टाइम के साथ वो डिके होते जाते हैं और हर एक रेडियो एक्टिव एलिमेंट का अपना खुद का हाफ लाइफ पीरियड होता है जो हमें पता है दैट इन दिस टाइम पीरियड दिस रेडियो एक्टिव एलिमेंट विल बी हाफ डिग्रेडेड. दिस वी ऑलरेडी नो. तो हम यहाँ पर क्या करते हैं, वी जस्ट फाइंड आउट द अमाउंट और द कंसंट्रेशन ऑफ रेडियो एक्टिव कार्बन दैट इज प्रेजेंट इन फॉसिल. अगर उसमें रेडियो एक्टिव कार्बन की कंसंट्रेशन ज़्यादा है दैट मीन्स डेथ को ज़्यादा टाइम नहीं हुआ है. अगर रेडियो एक्टिव एलिमेंट की कंसंट्रेशन कम है दैट मीन्स द फॉसिल इज़ वेरी ओल्ड. तो कार्बन डेटिंग के अलावा भी देयर आर डिफरेंट रेडियो एक्टिव एलिमेंट्स लाइक यूरेनियम जिनके लिए यूज़ किया जाता है फॉर टू फाइंड द एज ऑफ द फॉसिल्स, बट मोस्ट कॉमनली कार्बन डेटिंग इज यूज्ड. नाउ वी हैव discovered a fossil and this fossil is Archaeopteryx. Archaeopteryx is generally known for its characteristics. अगर हम Archaeopteryx की बात करते हैं तो बेसिकली Archaeopteryx हमें दो ऑर्गेनिजम्स की कैरेक्टरिस्टिक शो करता है. इट इज़ हैविंग हाफ ऑफ द कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स ऑफ बर्ड्स and some of the characteristics of reptiles. Like just like birds, Archaeopteryx is having beak, feathers. Birds की तरह उनके पास beak present है, feathers होते हैं. Then reptiles की तरह they are having teeth, claws, tail. सो दोनों ही ऑर्गेनिजम्स की कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स प्रेजेंट थी आर्कियोप्टेरिक्स में. देन इट वाज स्टेटेड दैट मे बी बर्ड्स हैव इवॉल्व्ड फ्रॉम रेप्टाइल्स. बर्ड्स कहाँ से? सो दैट इज अ लिंक बिटवीन टू डिफरेंट organisms. This is showing that this example of Archaeopteryx is showing that birds have evolved from reptiles. So this is how these fossils help us to study evolution. So these are some of the evidences that are used in studying evolutionary history. Now let's talk about some more few things like evolution of eye. Two examples, evolution of feathers and evolution of eye. And evolution of feathers. First, let's talk about evolution of eye. Eye, we know it is used for vision. We are having a compound eye, but हमेशा से ऐसी compound eye organisms में present नहीं थी. For example, if we see flatworms, अगर हम flatworms को देखते हैं, like example we can take planaria. तो अगर हम planaria में देखें तो very simple eye is present, or you can say only a eye spot is there. यहाँ पर कोई भी image formation नहीं होती है, but these eye spot it can only detect source of light. और ये ऑर्गेनिज्म को सर्वाइवल में हेल्प करता है. सो जो प्रिमिटिव ऑर्गेनिजम्स हैं, स्मॉलर ऑर्गेनिज्म, सिंपल ऑर्गेनिजम्स हैं, उनमें सिंपल आई प्रेजेंट है. अगर हम आगे मूव करते हैं, वी टॉक अबाउट इंसेक्ट्स, देन वर्टिब्रेट्स पे आ जाते हैं, सम ऑफ द इनवर्टिब्रेट्स ऑल्सो, देन कंपाउंड आई इज गोइंग टू बी formed. So it is believed that this simple eye has formed compound eye, but ये एक ही जनरेशन में नहीं हुआ है. सिंपल आई से कंपाउंड आई बनने में देयर वर लॉट्स ऑफ स्टेजेस. सो इवोल्यूशन ऑफ आई इज अ एग्जाम्पल ऑफ इवोल्यूशन बाय स्टेजेस. इट सिंपली मीन्स कि ऑर्गन्स, सिंपल ऑर्गन से कॉम्प्लेक्स ऑर्गन बनना, डायरेक्टली प्रोसेस नहीं है कि एक सिंपल ऑर्गन से डायरेक्टली एक कॉम्प्लेक्स ऑर्गन बन गई. सिंपल से कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी की तरफ बीच में बहुत सारी इंटरमीडिएट स्टेजेस आती हैं. सो दीज ऑर्गन्स आर गोइंग टू through various intermediate stages, and after that they are finally coming into a complicated, or you can say more complex form. And simple example of that is evolution of eye. Now if we talk about evolution of feathers, so evolution of feathers are the example that nature has evolved feathers for some different purpose, but organisms start using that for some other function. नेचर ने फीदर्स को डिफरेंट फंक्शन के लिए बनाया था. दैट वॉज इंसुलेशन इन कोल्ड एरियाज. बॉडी की हीट को मेंटेन रखने के लिए, इंटीग्रेटेड रखने के लिए, उसे लॉस ना होने के लिए फीदर्स को बनाया गया था. बट अल्टीमेटली व्हाट बर्ड्स डिड, दे यूज्ड इट फॉर फ्लाइंग. उन्होंने यूज किस पर्पज से किया? फ्लाइंग पर्पज से यूज किया. एंड हाउ वी कम टू नो दैट कि दे वर फॉर्म्ड फॉर मेंटेनिंग देयर बॉडी टेम्परेचर. अगर हम स्मॉल डायनासोर्स के फॉसिल्स को देखते हैं, देन दीज डायनासोर फॉसिल्स आर हैविंग फीदर्स, बट दे वर नॉट फ्लाइंग. वो उड़ते नहीं थे, लेकिन उनके पास फीदर्स प्रेजेंट थे. सो इट वॉज थॉट दैट दीज फीदर्स वर एक्चुअली फॉर्म्ड फॉर देयर insulation, for their body insulation, for preventing heat loss from the body, but ultimately birds use them for fly. So these are examples of some of the organs. That's also all for today. In our next video we are going to discuss about next topics like artificial selection is there,